A man who staged a protest on the roof of his former home says he'll continue his fight. Last year, Tom Crawford was evicted from his home in Nottingham after a legal battle with his mortgage lenders. Yesterday, Mr. Crawford climbed onto the roof of the property, saying he was claiming it back. He later came down, but said he only did so after police agreed that they'd charge him with a criminal offence. Phil Brewster has the story.
This was Tom Crawford yesterday, on top of the roof of his former home, which he told his gathered supporters he'd come to reclaim. For more than 7 hours he refused to come down, but after talking to police eventually agreed. But only, he says, when they agreed to charge him.
They promised to charge me with burglary and criminal damage. That's a high enough charge to go to the Crown Court.
If Mr. Crawford is taken to court, it won't be the first time. For the past 2 years, the 65-year-old's been involved in a legal battle with their now defunct Bradford and Bingley Bank over an endowment mortgage taken out in 1988. Mr. Crawford claims the bank changed his repayment details without telling him. The bank claimed he owed £43,000 in missed payments. Last year, a judge upheld a possession order for the house on Fearn Chase, sparking protests as bailiffs moved in to seize the property. 3 weeks later, 7 men and 1 woman were charged with a fray in connection with another rooftop protest at Mr. Crawford's former home. The case was later dropped. Mr. Crawford hopes his latest protest will allow him to argue his case in front of a jury.
All I'm asking is a fair trial and 12 good men and women of my peers to judge me, and I can bring forward all the documents we've got and force them to produce the documents they are refusing.
During his legal battles, Mr. Crawford has had plenty of supporters. But speaking off camera today, some residents living near Fearn Chase told ITV News they've had enough.
They're fed up with the disruption, the police vans, the crowds in their street. They just want things to return to normal, and they want you to stop.
I'm sure they'd like all that, and so do I. I want to stop all this, but I'd like... This is happening all over the country. If it's a bit of disruption to somebody's way of life for a day, they'll have to put up with it until justice is served in this country, because that's more important than a little bit of inconvenience.
UK Asset Resolutions, who acted on behalf of Bradford and Bingley, have previously told ITV News that repossession is always viewed as a last resort, that the court ruled that the Crawfords' appeal did not have any prospects of success, and that Bradford and Bingley had followed proper legal procedure. Nottinghamshire police say following a peaceful conclusion, they will be interviewing a man in connection with the incident at Fearn Chase at a later stage. Meanwhile, Tom Crawford says he's determined to carry on.
The fight will go on until I get my day in court in front of a jury. And if the jury say, you're wrong, I'll walk away. If they say, you're right, then it'll prove everything I've done is correct.